Health IQ podcast, The Allergy Whisperer, Sherra Miller on the magic of NAET.
If you know someone who is suffering from allergies, we have an interesting podcast episode for you today. Our guest is Sherra Miller, who is a local licensed massage therapist and an NAET allergy therapy practitioner. Our crew today is Bobby Hockaday and Joyce Runyon, and I am Brenda Bishop. Thank you for joining us today. I guess we should start with telling people what NAET stands for.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for having me today. Yeah, NAET stands for Nabujapad's Allergy Elimination Technique. So it's a natural, non-invasive way to eliminate our allergies.
Oh, cool. And why do we want to worry about eliminating allergies?
So as you know, allergies can be super annoying, but not only that, when we have a lot of allergies, sometimes it can take a big toll on our bodies. So we might not even know we're struggling with allergies, but maybe you just feel fatigued. Maybe you've had a chronic illness. Maybe you wake up with puffy eyes in the morning and you're like, that's weird, right? So there's a lot of things where allergies can take a toll on our bodies. And so it's important for us to take care of these so that our bodies can fight off things that it should be fighting rather than things it shouldn't be fighting.
Okay, so sort of building that immunity up a little bit, sort of.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, because there's a lot of things that are good for our bodies, right? Like that we shouldn't be having reactions to. And even stuff that, doesn't have to be good for us, but we still shouldn't be allergic to it. So it's nice when we
can people be allergic to things and not even know it?
Absolutely. Yes. I would say mostly everyone has an allergy to something. And so when we have those allergies, like I said, sometimes you just don't know it. But when we clear them up, it's amazing how much better you can feel.
Wow. And so what kind of allergies does NAET work on?
So NAET covers all allergies. It can cover food allergies. It can help you with environmental allergies like pollens, dust. It can help with animals. So like if you're allergic to your pets, it can also help pets if pets are allergic to things too. And it can help with even like emotional allergies, which that's if you have an allergy that triggers like emotions or you can be allergic to practically anything. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how does treatment start? Do you start with testing or how do you get started?
Yeah. So what you can do is we can have a consultation call first and we see kind of what do you need help with? What are you struggling with? And then if you have allergy tests, you're more than welcome to bring them. Those are great to have a basis for, whether it's blood test or an allergy prick test. If you don't have those, though, then it's not a problem because we use kinesiology muscle testing to figure out what you're allergic to, and we can treat you from there.
Muscle testing. So what does that involve?
Okay, so our bodies are wonderful, and they can tell us what's going on. And so kinesiology muscle testing is where we measure how strong you are, right? So like I'll have you hold out your arm, and we test how strong you are, and then we'll put an allergen in your hand. And if you're allergic to it, it will make your arm weak, and you can't hold it up as easy.
Wow.
Yeah. And so a lot of people, they're like, oh, that's not going to work. And then you do it, and they're like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. So it's pretty amazing that our bodies, they want to communicate with us. They want to tell us what's going on. And so it's a way to tune into that.
That is so fascinating. So just a type of allergen, like in a vial, or you put it on them?
Yeah, so I actually have little vials, little glass things, so you don't have to actually touch the allergen because, some people are very sensitive. Mm-hmm. And so, it's in a little vial, and then you just hold it in your hand, and your body can sense what that is and tell you if you're allergic to it or not.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is. It's wonderful.
So what else do you do after muscle testing?
So after the muscle testing, there are some treatments that we like everyone to have to help your body to stop having these severe immune responses to other things like allergens that you shouldn't be allergic to. So there's 17 treatments that can help you with that. And so the first one is a brain-body balancing formula, And most people after that treatment are like, oh my goodness, I feel so much more energy. I haven't had to take as many naps. Like I feel great. And so it's wonderful to see that. And in that treatment, it kind of just treats you for stuff in your own body that you might be allergic to.
Does that help people who just struggle with sleeping or making it through the night?
Oh, yeah, it can. Yep, it definitely can. And, every person is different. So it's not, there's a lot of people that have come back and been like, wow, that helped me sleep way better. And then some people, it takes a few more treatments before we get to that point. But yeah, most people do get to a point where they're sleeping great.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
That alone could help your body heal if you were getting plenty of sleep.
Yes.
So that's one treatment.
Yeah. And then there's a series of other ones that cover things that are commonly eaten. So like eggs, there's vitamins, there's minerals, there's different grains, different vegetables, fruits. And normally by the time you're done with those first 17 treatments, you feel great. And then if there's anything after that we need to be more specific and tune into, then we do and help with your other issues.
So do you do all these treatments at the same time, or is it one treatment a day, or half?
Yeah, so it's kind of at your pace that you would like. We normally don't do more than one a day, though. So we'll do one treatment, and then there is a little avoidance that you have to do. And so we treat you for something. So let's say we treat you for an egg mix. So for 25 hours, you can't eat or touch eggs. And then after that, you should be good, and you shouldn't have a reaction anymore. And so people can do one a day if they would like, or they can split it up and do one a week or whatever fits for them.
And about how long is a treatment?
So the treatments normally take about 40 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what's it involve?
So the treatment, you'll come in and we'll do the muscle testing. We'll figure out what you're allergic to, what you need treated. And then we do acupressure, which is where I just stimulate different acupuncture points, but I don't use needles because I'm a massage therapist. So I use massage.
Pressure.
Yeah, I use pressure, which also makes it a lot more kid-friendly too. And people-friendly. A lot of people don't like the needles, but we stimulate different points along the spine and then along the hands. There's elbow and then some on the legs and feet. And then you just have to hold that vial we were talking about earlier in your hand for 20 minutes. And then after that, I just test you again to make sure you're still holding good on it so you're not allergic to it. And then there's that 25-hour avoidance period. And then the next time you come back to see me, we just check to make sure you're still holding on it good.
Okay. So if you are being treated for sleep, how do you have to avoid sleep for 25 hours?
No, so sleep is important. So if there are some things that you can't avoid, right? Like if you're getting treated for oxygen, right? There's oxygen in the air. Can't avoid that. So there are certain things that you can do. I show you different points that you can stimulate on yourself to help your treatment work. And so you can just do those they recommend every 2 hours unless you're sleeping, then just sleep.
Okay. Now, is there diet things that have to be done as well, or just the 25 hours of avoidance?
Just the 25 hours of avoidance is the only diet change you have to make. Of course, we do recommend eating very healthy and trying to support your body nutritionally so that your body doesn't have to be bogged down with stuff that you shouldn't be eating. But overall, it's just that 25-hour avoidance.
So you said you've had some great successes. Can you share some of those stories with us?
Yeah. So my mom is the one who got me inspired to even go into NAET. And it was because of her experience that she had. She was bound determined to prove that this would not work. And because her friend was like, you have to try it. And she was like, okay. But she was allergic to milk. And she had a reaction that it was an embarrassing reaction. She would get really bad body odor. And it was really hard for her. It was bad. Yeah. And so she was like, well, we'll go give it a try and I'll just prove it wrong and then she'll stop bugging me. So she went to this NAET practitioner and he treated her for the milk, told her to avoid it for 25 hours and then she could eat milk and she'd be fine. And so she did. She went and got treated. She did the avoidance. And then after the 25 hours, she bought ice cream and sour cream and milk and all sorts of stuff. And we were like, don't do it. Don't do it. And she did. And nothing happened. She was fine. There was no more body odor.
And how long does that last?
That was, let's see, that treatment would have been probably like 15 years ago. And she's still good with it.
And doesn't have to keep going back to get like booster treatment.
Oh, no, she hasn't, no.
Well, that's exciting to know that once you get treated, it's...
Yeah. And, we have seen with some other allergies, like sometimes you do have to go get a booster, but with that one for her, she's been good on it. So that's been great. Yeah. And then when I was younger too, I couldn't wear any type of jewelry because I would get a rash if I touched the metal, if it was on my skin. Mm-hmm. So I got treated for that and I'm fine with that now. I've been able to wear jewelry. So that's nice.
Yes.
And I have seen with my clients here, as I've started, I've had people just come back being like, I can finally breathe again. My sinuses are clear. Again, energy has been up. And I love hearing people come back just feeling better.
So, spring in New Mexico has a lot of pollen and stuff. So, I know lots of people who are suffering from that seasonal allergies that just hit for a short time.
Yeah.
But this will help with those as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So, yeah, as we go through like the basic treatments, right, we will hit some of those allergies that are getting them too. And then after that, if they're still having problems with seasonal allergies, we can even just treat for the local stuff. We can collect some pollen from different trees. We can set something out to collect dust, and we can treat for all the local allergies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I know a couple of people who really, really suffer badly this time of year.
Yeah, especially with all the wind too. It just picks up everything, and it really makes people's lives miserable. So
it makes your house full of dust. It makes all of us miserable.
I know. Yeah. So this would be a great way to find some relief.
So really, basically, if you just have one allergy or something that falls in that little group, it's one treatment for most people.
Yes, we do recommend that everyone does go through the 17
all 17
treatments. Yeah. And that is just because, like I said, a lot of times you don't know what you might be allergic to. And sometimes if you just want to get treated for the one allergy, if you don't get the basics done, it can work, but it can like reverse sometimes. So like you would need a booster or it might not work. So it's kind of like, we like to explain it, the 17 basics, it's like training for a marathon, right? So you're not just going to go run a marathon, knock it out. You're going to like take some steps to go walking, then get to running, and then build up to that marathon. And so if you're really allergic to something, if I just treat you for that right off the bat, it could be like running a marathon without training, right? So getting the basics done helps build your body up, gets your immune system working good. And then when we treat you for that allergy, then you should be clear on it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Kind of.
So I just got thinking about gut health. We've had some things on gut health.
Yeah.
So are allergies related to some of the stuff going on in our guts when we don't take care of our guts?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, and the gut, I think, is the center of all health, right? Like the gut just controls brain health, skin health, everything. And so, yeah, if you're not processing things correctly and you're having reactions to them, then it's going to play a major role on your gut. And there's, you could even be reacting to things your gut creates as well, like different kinds of acids and things like that. So if you're having gut problems, then NAET has been wonderful to help with those gut issues because it can treat you for like the different acids. It treats you for base, treats you for food that you're eating. And so it can really boost that gut health.
Wow, this has just been so fascinating. My mind is just spinning.
Yeah.
Of all the people that I know of that might be able to get help from this treatment.
Yeah.
So I guess we really didn't talk about, the credentials to be able to do your treatment. You did go to training for this.
Yes.
You just didn't read a book.
Yeah. Yes. So I am a licensed massage therapist. And so I went to massage school first, and I had to do that before I could take the training to do the natural allergy therapy. And so I love massage school. It was wonderful. And I do massage as well. And then I did a training through the NAET Institute. They put on, it was an online seminar that I took first to get my basic knowledge. And then I went to a very well-seasoned practitioner in Texas, and I studied with her. And she taught me all the muscle testing, and she showed me how to do it. It was such a good learning experience.
That's cool.
So I loved it. Yeah.
So we have a few minutes left. Is there something that we didn't touch on that you want to make sure we tell people about NAET or NAET?
Either one. You can say it either way. Yeah, like you said, I do think this is just such a revolutionary way to treat not just allergies, but to help us with our illnesses. Like, I know so many people that struggle with like fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, lupus, so many things. And a lot of times their bodies are just struggling to process things around them or things they're eating. And so when we take care of our bodies and we help our body not react to stuff it shouldn't be reacting to, it can just help so much. And so I know I'm so grateful that I've been able to learn this and see it work in my family and in my clients and just see the quality of life improve. And I'm so excited to continue on with it.
That's cool. So one really important thing is we talked about all the great things, but we haven't talked about how they make an appointment and get a hold of you. So maybe talk about where you're at and how they do that.
Okay. Well, I'm at the Huffman Wellness Center right now, which is right across from Wells Fargo, 325 South 1st Street in Tucumcari, 88401. And my phone number is 575-815-4750. So you can always call me or text me. And I just recommend if you call me, leave me a message if I don't answer, because I could be in an appointment. And you can also email me at sherraholistically@gmail.com.
Okay, great. So we would like to thank you for coming, and we've got this nice gift for you, our mug.
Thank you.
And hope you enjoy that.
Thank you very much.
And we might have you come back with something else, maybe just massage sometime.
Perfect.
My mind is blown. I'm just like, this is so cool.
Yeah, well, that's great. And yeah, if anyone also wants to learn more about it, they can go on to my website, Sherra Holistically. It's sherraholistically.squaresite. And so you can go there and read about it, or you can look it up too. And NAET has a whole website with studies and all sorts of stuff to learn about it.
And we invite you to come back next time as we have another very interesting topic to share.
Special thanks to our guest contributor, Sherra Miller, licensed massage therapist and NAET allergy therapist practitioner, and our host, Brenda Bishop, Quay County Health Council coordinator.
Podcast crew, Director Robert F. Hockaday. Producers Robert F. Hockaday and Joyce Runyon. Camera operator Robert F. Hockaday. Second assistant operator Joyce Runyon. Editor Joyce Runyon. Music provided by David Morris. Funding for Health IQ provided by a New Mexico Better Together grant. Brought to you by the Quay County Health Council. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Quay County Health. If you have any content ideas, reach out to us by email, healthiqpodcast@gmail.com. More info about this topic and more available on our Health IQ blog. QCHEALTHCO, UNCIL.org.
This podcast was created solely for educational and entertainment purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for advice from a healthcare or mental health professional.